What's up, everybody? Mr. OG Games here, and finally Void has come back to us this month. Just wanted to take a look at it here with you guys. We are paired up with Realm 148, and the 2 days of brutal long waiting is just about over here in about 9 hours, and I'm looking forward to getting into this Void. Now, I have heard that 148 can bring the heat. I've heard that they've got some big hitters. They've got some people that are very, very aggressive as far as Void. They take it seriously. So we're going to have a little bit of a challenge, which I really, really enjoy. Before we go and take a look at 148 and what they've got going on, as you know, before any Void, you want to make sure that you have taken care of your farms, hid the troops, so that way you're not going to lose as much as, say, if you didn't do so, because that would, well, that's a lot of work wasted. So I'm just going to go through real quick and check all my farms just to make sure that yes, they are on fire, because that is what I want to see right now. I've hit pretty much all of them except for this little guy. He's a level 14. I've got a few drill grounds and a wall to do before I get him to 15, and that's where he will stop. He's got a good little shield though for him. As far as everything else though, if we go over here, you can see we should have 5 over here. Marshmallows are roasting, and I believe I've got a few more out and about here. Let me just double check with you guys while I have you here. I want to make sure that they are indeed all on fire. I will put them out here very shortly. 3, 4, 5, 6, Farmer OG 15. Yes, okay. So now that they are all on fire, and I know that I've cleared all my stuff, that's the biggest thing, is hiding those troops, clearing all the resources out of the farms. I try to do this at least once or twice a week, but definitely 100% before Void. You can't make that mistake. Now, let's go check out Realm 148, see what they have to offer. Kind of just do a little tour of their facility and see what we got. Top 3 alliances. Now, I do notice the alliance CHA. I have seen them in the past with some action. But first, as I do every time I go into a visiting realm, I always check the rankings. Alliance power rank. Let's see what we got. We got 4 alliances pretty close to one another. So we got the new realm order, CHA, of course. We've got LXM and LGN for Legion. And after the 4th, it looks like it does kind of fall off to about half of that, which is expected, because these are all the guys that are feeding these top 4, I'm sure. So another thing I want to always look at is checking out their castle ranks. See how many 35s are out there. That gives me a roundabout idea of what we're playing with. But as you know, you can have a 35 and not have those T11 angels. You can have a 34 castle and still not have T11 soldiers, like me. I'm getting there. But I always like to check it out anyway. Yes, it gives you a little bit of an understanding what you're going up against, but it also can be a little misleading as well. 35s are abundant. 35s are abundant. Let's see. There we go. The top 80 are at 35. Not too bad. Pretty strong. Let's see if there's any killers out here. Kill count. Pretty good kill count. Let's see. Where else do I want to go? You know, Let's go to Lord kill count. See who's got the most kills. 228 million. Not a bad kill count. That cat's getting it done. So we'll watch out for Master here. But they got some good kills going on. Not bad. I always just like looking through, seeing what's available, what we got. All right, now one of the bigger things that I like to do is kind of scope out the mud and surrounding. Also get a feel for where some of these alliances are. Try to find some landing ground, if you want to call it that. Being that I've heard these guys are pretty strong, though, there's going to be some fierce battles for sure, and I'll be bringing it to you guys for sure. I'm hoping to catch quite a bit of footage here. Looks like somebody is losing some flags, but you can see they've got pretty much the design everybody else has a tendency to do, and that is all your main castles are surrounded by farms. So it's going to be hard for us to port in as a group with many castles, because you're not going to be able to get close enough, which is always a good strategy defensive wise, to have a great setup in your alliance. Well, there he is. There's the big daddy dog. Might have to keep an eye on where this one's at, if he stays there or not, for Void. Not to say we'd pay him a visit or anything, but there's a lot of room here. Just looking over. Yeah, there's some room. There's some good room around that. I also like to Void is also about catching those guys that are either not in an alliance or smaller alliances that aren't shielded. That's really where you get a lot of your points from, is the inactives or the actives that had a mind lapse that day. But you want to always make sure you're mindful of a shield. That guy's well prepared. You want to make sure you're mindful of having a shield on if you're not on. Like me, for instance, when I'm not on the game, I'm going to have a shield on at all times during Void. If I'm on the game and looking around like I'm doing right now, I'll have a shield on. The only time I pop my bubble is when I attack. And that's because you know how instants are in this game. You can be chilling, minding your own business. Next thing you know, you've got somebody ported right beside you and they instant hit you. Or heck, even instant hit you from across the map. If they've got the gems, they can do it within a matter of seconds. And that'll just wipe you out and make your Void experience very difficult. Plenty of room to land, though. Plenty of room to land. There is it looks like a couple of the other alliances. I haven't found the other yet, but I've found the two here. Just finding the hive. I'm not going to bore you guys with just scanning the map here of where everybody's at. But as you can see, there's plenty of room for us to move in and find exactly a good little spot to nestle down in to hit some castles. Like a lot of these, for instance. Okay, here's the hive here. Let me see if they've got a border around there. I'm sure they do. That way nobody's going to get real close. hive structure is always key in any big battle, elite war. Yeah, they've got it's going to be interesting because there's plenty of space here, and there's plenty of gentlemen and ladies that are going to be able to get smacked around, I hope. Yeah, that's not bad at all. We should be able to have some fun with this. I'm just taking a peek here real quick. All right, that's another one I was just kind of looking for, a shared one. These are the ones that are going to yield the most points, and not necessarily these guys, but the smaller alliances, like I was saying, that maybe don't throw a shield up or something to that effect. Rarely do the big alliances go at each other full blown. That would be just suicide. Most of them will shield and use tactics and so forth. So it's a lot of the points, like I said, come from those lower alliances they could be farms, they could be inactives. That's what's going to yield a lot of points as well. I wanted just to take you through the journey there, kind of, have a peek around 148, look at the stats on them, and of course, being mindful of your own territory is key as well. You want to make sure that your alliance members all are protected, shielded. Then you want to make sure you plan out maybe some traps. You know what kind of traps I'm referring to, and I'll be sure to, if we get in some situations, to show you these traps as well. But you can have one reinforced, you can have one that's unbubbled and everybody else is on. They know they're going to be coming for them, and then do some reinforcements at the last minute. Defense does win this game. As you know, being on the attacking side, that can make it very difficult sometimes for you to win in big numbers if you don't have the participation. Because when you attack, you're automatically going to lose troops. It's just a matter of how many. Well, when you play on defense, if you're what's the word I'm looking for? Say if you're reinforcing someone and you send your march, as long as your hospital is empty, you can take a complete wipeout loss, not lose any troops, still get kills, okay, and be able to heal up and go about your day. So defense is, by far, this game is geared towards that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'll just take a quick look here at the ranking as well for us to kind of give you guys a idea of where we stand as well compared to them. Pretty much identical, really. The top four pretty much in line with theirs, maybe just a little bit of difference here and there. And then of course it fades down just like theirs does. So it's going to be very interesting. Also, and as I've been reminded, and as I like to remind people, BP is nice, but if you don't know how to use it, it ain't worth shit. And we've found that out in the past. I've found that out in the past with other alliances as well that I've played with in other realms, that if you got the BP, just because you got lots of BP, you got lots of troops, if you do not know how to use that BP to your advantage, it's not going to help you out anyway. So back to the prep though, we've cleaned our farms out, we've hidden those troops. That's going to keep the enemy realm or your opponent from not getting easy points and have to make them work for it. The rest of it, of course, is like any other event. You want to make sure your buffs are on. 100% buffs are on. Usually when you're attacking, it depends. I would go for some March expansion. You want to make sure you have plenty of elite teleports. So we'll jump into my packs real quick. We'll go to the war. I've got 5 elite teleports. There are sometimes, random teleport isn't always useful in some cases, but during void, especially if there's not a lot of us on at one time, I will port over and use these random teleports just to kind of port me around randomly throughout the realm, and you know, hit wherever I land, do a little hit, random out, do a little hit, random teleport out. So I mean, they're fun unless it throws you in the middle of a hive and you get burnt, but that's rare. I mean, unless you're not on top of your game. Of course, you always want to make sure you have some P shields available. The 2-hour ones are great. I'll hit a few of those up from the Alliance shop, but still not using all of my Alliance points because we talked about Valhalla 2 videos ago. So we want to make sure we keep that open because I'm sure Valhalla will see its action. 8-hour P shields are good in case you got some things going on, you want to take a break from it. The battle fog is nice. Now, me personally, I don't scout a lot because if you scout, of course, you're telling the enemy, hey, I'm here, I'm going to hit you. But if you got battle fog on, you can't be scouted. Then again, that doesn't stop somebody from stacking you with 50 people and just destroying you anyway. But your attack buffs there, your HP buffs, your army expansions, make sure you have plenty of recalls there. And yeah, I mean, it's be prepared for any event, but especially void, because you're going to lose some troops in void, and if you're not prepared with everything you have, then it can make for a very, very long 24 hours for you, and then you'll end up shielding, sitting out, and not having any fun. City buffs, of course, always make sure to throw that VIP on, which I've still got quite a bit left. I usually do 14 to 21 days at a time. Of course, with the VIP, you know what you get with that. You get the attack bonus, the defensive bonus, the raised wounded limit, mark speed, of course, stamina. So I mean, you get what you got to be prepared. These are all little things that I'm sure everybody knows about. And then also you have to get your marches set up. Make sure your equipment is in the right spot. Because yes, void is paired in a kill event setting, so you should already be kind of geared towards that anyway. But I've seen a lot of times where somebody's building, leveling up, they've got their equipment strewn around. Next thing you know, void comes up, they're being attacked, or they're trying to send an attack and they've forgotten to switch emblems, or they've, you know, not emblems, I'm sorry, artifacts and equipment, and they've not really gotten back to where they need to be in order to make the proper and strongest hits. So that's something to check as well. But as of right now, with, let's see, I want to say we have, what did I say, we had 9 hours and some odd minutes. I'm ready. Farms are burnt, troops are hidden, all my stuff's ready to go. I have plenty of buffs, and I'm looking forward to this kill event against 148. They're going to be tough, and I think KLS is up for the challenge. But if you guys like the video, smash the thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, y'all keep gaming, and I'll see you in the next one.